IVM.
Do you often dream about leading a more creative life? Whether you wanted to be a painter, a dancer, a cricketer, or a photographer. Maybe you wanted to play games for a living. Growing up, financial responsibilities often take us away from our true passions. Now imagine if you could explore that creativity while still making sure that your family is financially secure. Find a way for the artist and the realist within us to coexist. करो पूरे अपने इरादे, अपनों से किए सभी वादे. SBI Life अपने लिए, अपनों के लिए. To know more about our insurance plans with wealth creation, log on to www.sbilife.co.in. IRDAI registration number 111.
What are you willing to do for what you want? This is a question I ask every single client of mine, because in life, for everything, there is a price to pay. You know the cliche, right? There are no free lunches. That, my dearest, is the honest to God truth. Hi, I'm Chetna, your favorite positive action coach, and this is Say No to Drama. Whether you look at it in terms of money, time, energy, emotions, hard work, effort, put it how you may, whatever you want to experience in life. I'm not even talking about achieving something. Whatever you want to experience in life, it requires a certain amount of investment on your part. That is the price to pay. And mind you, a price to pay isn't always an expense. More often than not, it is an investment. If you are doing something, whether it is spending money, time, energy, effort towards a goal, then you are investing. Do not look at this as an expense. But sometimes beyond this basic investment, there's a bigger price to pay. Like, for instance, two people fall in love. One is in one country and the other is in another. Well, for the sake of love, one will have to get out of their comfort zone and move to the other's country, city, whatever. And that is the price they are willing to pay to make that relationship happen and to feel the love that they want to feel. Similarly, say you are very ambitious and you want to become the youngest CEO. Well, the price to pay would possibly be time with family and friends. Maybe you will not have the kind of 20s and 30s a lot of other people do. That's the price to pay. That's the investment that you are making in your dream, your desire. Whatever you do in life, there is a price to pay. Now, the current generation often finds that hard to digest because a lot of things have been given to them on a platter. And this is not because their parents were inefficient, but because their parents are parents. They did well in their life. They worked hard in their life so that their children could live better lives. And in wanting them to live better lives, they gave them a lot of comfort and luxury. Well, to anyone who has grown up in this setting, whether you are 20, in your 30s, or maybe in your 40s, it's time to understand that you aren't going to get everything on a platter anymore. Or rather, your parents might continue to give you a lot of things on a platter. They might continue to roll the red carpet out for you. They might continue to cushion things for you. They might continue to shelter you. But the rest of the world has other things to do than to bother about sheltering and cushioning things for you. Okay, so here's what you might want to do. List down your goals and desires in single sentences. Whatever it is that you're aiming for or working towards. List it, single bullet points. Short phrases, guys, not paragraphs. And then next to it, start putting down what is the price to pay. What is it that I have to give up? What is it that I have to sacrifice? What is it that I have to do? Now, the give up and sacrifice will come only when you put down the do. So if you want to become the youngest CEO, you will say, I need to work X hours. I need to do a Y course. I need to network. I need to dress a certain way, blah, 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 whatever. You might put the whole piece there, right? From that, look at it and say, what is it that I am giving up? What will I be missing out on when I choose to do this? Now, why is this important? Because if you make a conscious choice, you say that you know what, this is my priority. I want to do this no matter what. This is going to give me the kind of joy that I really want to experience. I am willing to forego X, Y, Z. Then you will not feel FOMO the way most of us continue to feel, or constantly feel rather. Wondering if I should do an episode on FOMO? I've already done it, my dears. Go back, scroll down on the IVM Podcast app and website, and you will find an episode called FOMO. You will also find another episode, if you scroll down a little further, called Make Conscious Choices. Both of these are important to help you get through that feeling. Let me give you an incident that I worked through with a client of mine. She wanted to meet somebody who was driven and purposeful, had a certain drive for life and an ambition, and was doing well and was well settled. Well, she met somebody like this, but the person worked 18 hours a day to make his dreams happen, which means that she didn't really get the kind of time that she wanted from him. Now, at that moment, the price to pay for her desire to be with somebody who's driven and somebody who's ambitious and somebody who's a go-getter was that she'd have to give up on quality time with the person. And this is not how it's for everyone, right? This was one incident, so it's not the general rule. I don't want you to think of it like that. But at that moment, she had to make a choice. Is she willing to pay that price for that packaging that she was craving for? And in time, she realized, no, the quality time mattered more than whether the person was driven and ambitious. And maybe she's still out there looking for a combination of both, and she'll find it. People like that exist. This is not to burst your bubble and say, oh, you're not going to get one if you want the other. That's not where this is coming from. But it's to give you an example of how to identify what is the price to pay. This week, as you chase your goals, as you move towards your desires, as you crave and pine for different experiences and things in your life, whether you are single, whether you are married, whether you are in a relationship about to make a big decision, whether you're moving cities, whether you're thinking of moving cities, whether you are chasing a career goal, an aspiration to make a lot of money, whatever it is, ask yourself, what is the price to pay? And a lot of us shove the price to pay under the carpet by calling the carpet, I've got nothing to lose. Well, understand that nothing to lose is different from price to pay. And you need to focus on what is it that you will have to put in to make something happen. As far as nothing to lose goes, I'll talk about it in another episode. So stay tuned for that. But for now, I'd recommend scrolling down on the Say No to Drama episode list and finding other episodes which are full of tools that can help you understand what you need to be doing to get what you want. Another cue, there's an episode called Willingness that will help you understand the price to pay a lot better. So log on to the IVM Podcast app and website and listen to that episode right after this one. And if you would like to connect with me to do a session to understand the price to pay and whether or not you have anything to lose, DM me on Instagram to book a session. My Instagram handle is Positivity Angel.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Advertising is Dead, Varun talks to Pallavi Uttagi of Super Bottoms and Mamta Roy of Odette Style. They reveal how they built their respective businesses completely online. On Postcards from Nowhere, Utsav tells us the story of nutmeg and how it became the world's most violent spice. On Big Talk About Tiny Humans, Devi Shobha and Meghna share strategies on how one can balance screen time and family time. On Hansvani, hear the story Koi Parichit. It reflects India's belief in humanity and the unanimity it showed in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. On Tere Mere Raste, Keshav takes us to Jaisalmer, a city where sand, sandstone and water come together to weave a magical story of valor and view. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. And don't forget to rate us on any of the platforms you're listening to us on. Also, remember, we're on YouTube. You can check us out on ivmpodcast.com/YouTube and get a list of all the YouTube channels we have active at this point. I'd also like to make a quick note that we're doing a small listener survey, and it would really help us if you could fill that out. You can go to ivmpodcast.com/survey. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance and India Water Portal. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Love fighting?
We've got you covered.
Check out our show, The Fighting Goat, where we, the voices of the internet, Arjun Chipalkatti and Somesh Kamra, bring to you crazy weekly action on your favorite combat show, The Fighting Goat.
Be it commentary, breakdown, predictions, analysis of styles and techniques.
And of course, your round of favorite fighters.
You can listen to us every Thursday on the IBM Podcast app, website, and all major podcast streaming platforms.